How to find this information. This is the appeal case page of the case. SWKI 1 DOE v. Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of Pennsylvania, et al. Order. Filed, November 27, 2024. Supreme Court of the State of New York Appellate Division, 2nd Judicial Department. Decision and Order. In May 2021, the plaintiff commenced this action pursuant to the Child Victims Act against, among others, the defendants Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of New York Incorporated and Christian Congregation of Jehovah's Witnesses, hereinafter together the moving defendants. The complaint alleged, inter alia, that while the plaintiff was a child participating in activities organized and sponsored by the moving defendants, she was sexually abused by the defendant Elder Vertigo, who was an employee and/or agent of the moving defendants. The complaint asserted, among other things, causes of action alleging negligent hiring, retention, and supervision of Vertigo and negligent failure to ensure a safe and secure environment for the plaintiff and a demand for punitive damages. The moving defendants moved, inter alia, pursuant to CPLR 3211, A7, to dismiss the causes of action alleging negligent hiring, retention, and supervision and negligent failure to ensure a safe and secure environment and the demand for punitive damages insofar as asserted against them. In an order dated August 24, 2023, the Supreme Court, among other things, denied those branches of the motion. The moving defendants appeal. Here, the complaint alleged, inter alia, that Vertigo was an employee or agent of the moving defendants, that the sexual abuse took place on premises controlled or operated by the moving defendants, and that the moving defendants knew or should have known that Vertigo posed a threat to children. At the pleading stage of the litigation, where the plaintiff's allegations are accepted as true and accorded the benefit of every possible favorable inference, the complaint adequately alleged that the moving defendants owed the plaintiff a duty of care and that the sexual abuse by Vertigo was foreseeable. Accordingly, the Supreme Court properly denied that branch of the moving defendants' motion which was pursuant to CPLR 3211, A7, to dismiss the cause of action alleging negligent hiring, retention, and supervision insofar as asserted against them. However, the Supreme Court should have granted that branch of the moving defendants' motion which was pursuant to CPLR 3211, A7, to dismiss the cause of action alleging negligent failure to provide a safe and secure environment, as it was duplicative of the cause of action alleging negligent hiring, retention, and supervision. The moving defendants' remaining contention is without merit. This is the main case page. Complaint. Filed, May 20, 2021. Facts specific to plaintiff. Plaintiff and her family were devout Jehovah's Witnesses. When plaintiff was approximately 14 years old, she began to participate in field service in connection with her family's faith. Field service in the Jehovah's Witnesses faith involves devoting as much time as possible to preaching activities. When children participate in field service, they are usually paired with an elder. Plaintiff was paired with defendant Elder Vertigo. Plaintiff was committed to her faith and excited to be embarking on the important spiritual journey of field service. In the context of field service, the Jehovah's Witness youth and assigned elder spend significant one-on-one time alone together. This was the case with plaintiff and defendant Elder Vertigo. Plaintiff and defendant Elder Vertigo would meet in the early morning before field service began. Defendant Elder Vertigo would pick plaintiff up in his car, or they would make arrangements to meet at defendant Kingdom Halls. Defendant Elder Vertigo often took plaintiff to breakfast, where they would talk about the day ahead and other things going on in plaintiff's life. Plaintiff felt special, and believed it was an honor that defendant Elder Vertigo sought her out so often. Defendant Elder Vertigo worked to gain plaintiff's trust and cultivate a special bond between them, in order to render her more vulnerable to his eventual sexual abuse. Defendant Elder Vertigo's sexual abuse always took place in his car. Defendant Elder Vertigo sexually abused plaintiff from approximately 1984 to 1986. Defendant Elder Vertigo continued to seek plaintiff out and sexually abused her on a regular basis. Defendant Elder Vertigo was the one to counsel and prepare plaintiff for her baptism at 16 years old. During the baptismal ceremony, Defendant Elder Vertigo dipped plaintiff underwater. While she was underwater, Defendant Elder Vertigo fondled plaintiff.